ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cosmoteer, where today we are taking a shallow dive into the different weapons that this game has to offer. Disclaimer, we won't go into much detail, however, I am going to record this on the 030 update, so we have overclocked weapons, and I will feature them, of course, as well. Without much further ado, let's see how far we get. Now, first things first, let me introduce you to my targets. This ship is what we're gonna be shooting at. It's not really that interesting. It has 3 layers of armor, and it has shield generators, small shield generators, to simulate a heavily shielded target and to see what we can do against it. However, I think I'm not going to use the shields for the time being. Seeing the armor getting blown up is way more fun. Without much further ado, let's get going. And our first weapon is featured on this little test ship of mine that I quickly built for this series. We have 2 laser blasters attached to the ship. One of them, the top one, and that will go for all ships that feature 2 weapons. The top one is overclocked, the lower one is not. Now, the normal statistics show that this laser bolt does 500 damage, has a firing rate of 1.33 shots per second, which is pretty decent, and has a range of 260 meters. If we look at the overclocked statistics, we see that the damage decreases to 350 a shot. However, we're shooting 3 rounds per second, meaning anyone who can do basic maths, we're doing a lot more DPS. We're gonna hit, and we're gonna hit hard. In exchange, though, oddly enough, the power usage is also going down when you do this, but you generate a bit of heat. Now, heat generation can be a bit of an issue, so you gotta be sure to have heat pipes connected to your guns in order to make the system work. Now, here we have a very simple setup where the heat of this gun is directed all the way to the back of the ship, where a radiator will vent the excess heat. Now, you will target the engine room. You will target the second engine room. And let's slow the game down a bit so you can actually see what is happening. As the guns open fire, we can see on the lower side the normal vanilla gun. Well, they're both vanilla guns really, but the laser beam is the overclocked one, and you can immediately see that the overclocked gun is taking a bit of a lead in terms of DPS done. That first armor block will go down a lot faster. There, block destroyed, while the other block, well, just over half destroyed. Obviously, upgraded lasers, they get a yes from me. They are a very good weapon when overclocked. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the heavy laser. Now, the heavy laser battery, weird that it also shows the overclocked immediately here. I'm not pressing control. Oh, was it stuck? Huh, that's weird. Here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the heavy laser. And the heavy laser bolt does 1000 damage a shot, rate of fire of 1.78, range of 260 meters, and the projectile goes 360 meters a second. If we look at the overclocked version, it does 1500 damage per shot, so 500 more. 1600 damage against shields, so this weapon will be a tiny fraction better against shields. In fact, 1600 damage against shields is very good. It has an area of effect of 2 meters. In short, it will actually, you know, do a bit of an AoE. Only slightly, but in a longer fight it will add up. The power usage is 1. So we're using a bit more power when overclocked, but yeah, that's 500 damage extra. That is very interesting. So, once again, we're going to target the engine rooms. The top gun is the gun that is overclocked. The other gun is not. And it's the non-overclocked gun that fires first. But you can immediately see, ladies and gentlemen, the difference in damage done. This gun, it is doing some damage against the armor, but the armor is very strong holding. But wait, what is this? The unupgraded gun fired 3 shots for 2 shots of the overclocked one. 4 versus 2. Five shots versus 3 shots. So in terms of fire rate, the non-overclocked gun is better. But as you can see, in terms of damage done, the first 3 armor blocks are already broken and one of them is about to break, while the other gun only has, well, not even 1 block that is gone. And that is a heavy blaster, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it also does extra damage against shields. So, activate the shields, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately we see only 1 pip of the shield generator being taken off here. The upgraded gun, Christ, the overclocked gun, has 3 pips gone, so half the shield is gone in a single shot. 2 overclocked guns can overwhelm a normal shield generator that, to be fair, is also overclocked. All these shield generators are overclocked. But yeah, the shield is down. The normal gun is still trying to kill the shield. Will it actually be able to? Yes, finally. The shield is down there as well. While the upgraded gun actually had some time now to get some shots off if we had some more reactor space closer to the guns. So yes, overclocking a heavy laser, I'd say it's worth it. I'd say it's definitely worth it, as long, again, as you can tie it up somehow to a venting system. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And that brings us to the last of the laser-type weapons, blaster-type weapons, the Disruptors. Let's... Hold on. You're upgraded. You're won't. There we go. You can see the pipes immediately switching. So the Disruptors, ladies and gentlemen, does 100 damage, but 2,250 against shields. It has a power drain of 0.6, shield penetration of 50 meters, rate of fire 2 shots a second. It's a respectable weapon, very good to knock out shields. It's a support weapon that honestly you need to have on your ship. If you don't, then you're either role-playing or you're not being efficient. It's as simple as that. 0.25 energy a shot. Now, let's take a look at the overclocked version. The overclocked gun, of course, has a range of 230 meters. So the range increases. The penetration goes up to 10 meters. Armor penetration resistance 29%. We'll get to that later. Because this gun, when overclocked, is a completely different beast. It phases through solid materials. In short, the normal Disruptor. Target the shield generator, please. As you can see, the shield generator gets knocked out fairly quickly, but then things stop. The armor is blocking this shot. It's not even, the second block is not even taking damage. That is the normal Disruptor. The upgraded Disruptor, on the other hand, let's target here. As you can see, it knocks out the shields. And you would say, like, okay, not much else is happening. And for the moment, that is true. However, let's speed up a bit, shall we? You can see it's more efficient in knocking down this shield generator. It goes down faster. But more importantly, and we should reach it right about if this block dies, I think. Yeah, look at that. The normal shield generator is currently just hitting the shields. And you know what? Let's restock all resources so both shield generators are fully active. As you can see, this shield generator is being affected. Not much else. Same here. But once the shield generator fails and the bolt hits here in the armor, we can see an energy drainage happening on the power capacitor. This gun, upgraded, will drain energy from further within the ship. The third block here, the second power capacitor, is being affected and is being drained. So we're draining not just the shield generator, we're draining everything here in a small line. And I think that is, especially against smaller ships, I think this is going to be very useful. In the later game, like, yeah, if you have heavy armor with shields, I don't know. It's a bit of a niche weapon, really. Do you have to upgrade it? No. You don't have to overclock it. But situational, it has really some very good uses, I think. And with that, we are done with the Disruptors. Let's overclock you as well, just because we can. Drain it all. Such a beautiful little weapon. Wouldn't you agree? Look at all the crew members necessary to keep these systems functional now. Yep. Beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, comes an end to this first little episode. Next episode, we will feature the cannons and the gatlings, the railguns, and everything else that will come to pass. Until then, take care.